We're live somewhere. Hey, yo. All right. Welcome to CrossCourt Conversations. We got the baddest mofo to ever step on the court in HVB, man. Y'all already know. I don't need to introduce this dude. I do not need to introduce the dude. What's up? What's up, Cory? How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, hey. Any chance to have the biggest and baddest dude to ever step in the court, man?
I'm glad that you see me that way. I see myself slightly different. I see myself as finding a place that I can grow myself without any attacks that would affect me.
Yeah.
And I just invested my time there where it was safer for me. And I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I naturally enjoy it.
Hey, you want to talk about your music endeavors and whatnot?
Well, I mean, I've done lots of music.
Yeah.
But I think this is my last push. Not to say it's my last push just to make something happen, but everything has fallen in place. Got all my equipment, built my own sound booth, and I got the talent. So pretty soon I'm gonna be coming out with a single. I don't know the exact date, but the minute that I drop it, the Hmong community is gonna already be it's not right there. And it's all about positive stuff. It's all about bringing people together. It's all about something different than what I hear on the radio, just to put myself in a different kind of category, just to reach people other than hurt them. So most of the music that's out is mainly negative, but we need a balance. So I'm gonna be that balance factor there.
Where can we get a little bit of what you're doing there? You have a website or anything so we can kind of connect with you? Or
I'm actually I don't have a website yet. Like I was in the middle of a double bubble. I ended up starting my own construction company in the process because I need a family foundation because the music don't bring the money right in. You mainly have to put out first and then reap the benefits if you go down the right path just to get the money. But so yeah, like I'm just trying to cross all my T's and dot all my I's at home first so I can move how I need to, abroad. So I don't know exactly when I'm gonna complete everything. It's probably just gonna be according to the standards of what's going on at home and priorities of what's important and what's not.
Awesome.
Crossed up with time.
So tell us a little bit about tell us a little bit about your music, man. Like, what's the genre? What can we expect on your
you can give us a snippet?
Music, man.
I mean, I just want to do something a little versatile. I mean, I can sing country, I can sing hip hop, I can sing. Man, you gotta warn me ahead of time. I've been rough, but if we. I mean, I've been kind of rough. Maybe after I talk toward the end of the show,
okay, sure.
I just hit a little something toward the end of the show.
We'll stick around for that.
I think ain't that how the professionals do it just to keep everybody in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, in life, in sports, the way I treat people the way I expect to be treated. And sometimes even if you treat me wrong, I still got love for you because you might not know what you're doing, or you might have some problems going on within your life and you don't know how to deal with them. The only way you can is to take it out on somebody else. So I kind of try to see the full circle of what I'm dealing with and where I should position myself within the circle. Good morning. That's on the court too. So I mean, my volleyball is physics, so it's all a part of life, really.
Yeah.
So Cory, who made the biggest impact on you as a player? Like who? Because everybody, like, I think a lot of people can say that you made an impact on them, but who made an impact on you? The biggest impact on you?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch other people play because I was too busy developing my skill. When you have too much time to watch other people, you can watch them just to study them, but like the only people that I had to study were ex-Olympians or ex-professional players, and I didn't have any favorites because I took pieces of form that they were using and applied it to my game. So I mean, I love to see great volleyball, but I can't really sit down and watch it that much because I always want to be on the court. Not to say that there aren't great players. I just haven't spent time sitting down watching them. I'm trying to get on the same court with them and play them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that. I mean, it's not that was my goal, but they told me that I was too short a couple times. And even though I was blocking 7-foot hitters, they told me that I was too short when it came down to the bottom deal.
throw that in there.
I don't know whether it was a race issue. I don't know what it was, but I've seen people that are shorter than me playing volleyball now. But in my time in the 90s, and there have been people that have came out, so I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I'm just saying in my position and where I came from, I actually went back to school to get my GED so I can play college volleyball at Lewis University. But
what years?
Once I scored that 17 on my ACTs and got my GED, the coach was bringing professional players from Puerto Rico onto the team, and they got their whole title snatched. And he resigned, and he was my only connection into that, my only raw connection. So that kind of broke my dreams. But I needed to get my GED. Like I needed to set myself right. So even though that didn't go through the way that I want in the future. So I just take the good with how it is and the bad too, because they all come together. And just make the best out of my situation, but loving it at the same time.
Can you talk about your early years? Like
man, this is all life experience, man. We got a short time, man.
Yeah. Talk about your early years. Like what got you involved in volleyball, and how old were you, and like how did you progress? Did you play in high school and then college, and then like how did you get into like Lewis and all that?
Well, I mean, when you are playing competitive ball, okay, I won't start from your end. I'll start from the beginning. My mother played college volleyball. She was a setter for Chicago State University. And she used to take us to her practices. I was 4, my brother was 2. And then she played for like 3 years as the setter. So when I became 5,
name drop,
and my brother was 3, all the players on the team during their timeouts and their breaks, they'll just be teaching us form, showing us how to contact the ball. I just wanted to catch the ball. I just wanted to run off with it, but I also wanted to do what I saw my mother doing, because she was the one feeding me, and she was the one that could not motivate me to be my greatest. So I was open to her, and she gave me the ball, and I did exactly what she did, and I even developed my own style as I was coming up playing against older people, because they really didn't have competitive volleyball on the black side of town. Usually, most of those players, they played around competitive people, but their mind and their will wouldn't allow them to take the game to the next level like they would want. It's not, some people just don't have it, even though they might have the abilities and the potential to. they don't have the will, they don't have the drive, they don't have the heart just to make it happen. They don't conquer their fears. You know, they see a player, and if they think that they're dominant, they bow down to their dominance before the game even starts. But yeah, like I played volleyball when I was young. When I wasn't at a gym, me and my brother, we took some cardboard paper, got some duct tape, a big old ball of cardboard paper, wrapped it up in duct tape, and we was playing over the living room table, over the back gate, in the backyard. I mean, our life became volleyball. Like,
oh man,
bro,
everything.
Bro, that's how we grew up.
Some volleyballs in the house, going crazy. That was our excitement, and it became a part of life. You know, it's not for me. So when I came to the Hmong community, I saw that same will, that same drive that was in me. You know, throughout the land, throughout everybody that was around. So it made me feel like I was at home. And I mean, through that, I started to meet each and every individual. I mean, you know, it's not, even though, you know, it's not everybody looks like family. You know, it's not everybody you know, it's not related. I'm able just to pinpoint and know who I'm seeing and who I'm talking to, and the experiences that we've had, you know, together. So like those times and those experiences, I don't take them lightly. Because you know, now we play volleyball together, but we all are human beings trying to communicate with each other in any way that we can, as well. Most of us, you know.
What high school did you go to? What high school did you go to?
I went to Proviso East, but you know, now they didn't have volleyball. Me and my brother, we tried very hard to get a volleyball program going, but in volleyball, they didn't have the funding. They had the funding in basketball and football, but not volleyball.
Right.
So that's some famous athletes that came out of there.
Yeah, but they all basketball, you know,
right.
players.
Basketball,
you know, yeah. I think I had just came when what's my man name who played for the Dallas Mavericks?
Was it
his name? And he retired.
Was it Antoine Walker?
He graduated from Proviso East.
No,
Antoine Walker graduated from Proviso East.
Yeah, yeah, same high school as you, right? Yeah. For the Mavericks.
Yeah, but you know, anyway, I mean, it's not that
might be Finley. Was it Michael
Finley? Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, I played at the basketball court with Michael Finley. Awesome guy. His you know, attitude in the hood and everything was awesome. You know, he deserved just to get to where he was, to where he is. Yeah. But you know, my school, they didn't have the funding. Most of the black schools didn't have funding for any sports but football and basketball. Like everything else was half-assed. So we tried to get the program going, and we had to end up raising money amongst ourselves just to get a net, just to get balls, just to get all of that stuff, and they still underfunded us just to be able to play in the mural sports and, you know, the different things with the other schools. So like somebody just didn't want to invest money in it, and I mean, I couldn't fight over that because I was leaving the school pretty soon. I mean, I was hardly there. I was a bad boy in high school. Like, I was gang banging. I was, you know, hustling. I was singing too. Like I was in high school. I sang in my first pep assembly, and everybody knew me after that. But I was the harmonic thug. Like I was around there hitting notes one moment, the next moment I hit somebody and laid them out. Like I didn't like that lifestyle, but that was a lifestyle that gave me glory at that age that I can understand and that I fed off of.
Yeah, but did you break
like,
dance?
As you get older, you start to see all the loss and man. How tall are you? I'm like, no. But like when I started to realize myself, that was when that was when I had to figure out how to organize myself.
Mhm.
Because like, even though you're good, you can be sloppy and good.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it is a lot of self-dissecting if you want to become a great player.
Right.
You got to be honest with yourself. You can't let other people tell you that you're good, but you within yourself, you know whether you're ready or not.
Mhm.
You can't go and talk to something, but you know what's going on in the background, and that's what's the most important for every player. What's going on in the background,
Mhm.
and that's things that people are never going to see. Nobody's going to influence it. It's got to be your will and drive, just to
Mhm.
make something happen that you want to make happen.
Mhm.
And most people, it hurts to say it, they don't have the will. They
Right.
don't have the drive. So they're so busy trying to develop their game, but they need to be developing their fight, their will, their drive.
Yeah.
Like, like, like you cannot be playing the game with a certain form, and then once you learn that form, you instantly passing balls.
Mhm.
Your brain takes time to develop. It takes time to break you from being afraid of people that are taller than you. Just
Mhm.
because they're taller than you don't mean that they got more power than you.
Mhm.
You know, just because they're taller than you don't mean that they're going to work as hard as they can to not be stopped
Mhm.
or to stop you. Like I have been in games where I had a triple block, 6
Right.
feet, 7 feet, 6'9", 6'8", 6'5". What you triple blocking me for? I'm only
Yeah.
5'11".
Mhm.
Now that's telling me something right there.
Yeah. Mad respect right there.
Yeah, it's respect, but
Mhm.
now am I going to play into that? Am I about to try to smash this fucking ball as hard as I can, or do I know that when I got a triple block, it's a
Mhm.
section opening in the court?
Yeah.
You know, because like once you take the time just to think about your will, just to think
Mhm.
about how much you really love the sport and what it is to you really. Once you develop that heart within you, it don't
Mhm.
matter what size you are. It
Mhm.
don't matter whether your arm's short. It don't matter whether you're missing a finger.
Mhm.
You're gonna go out there and everybody gonna see that will within you. Everybody gonna see that fight. You get blocked and you just keep on going. It don't matter. You don't keep doing the same shit over and over again. They
Right.
block you one way.
Right.
You can change the game up, like you're using your mind. You know, because a person can block you, but that don't mean that they shut you down.
Right.
Because in order to dominate a person, you must shut them down.
Mhm.
And in order to shut them down, you really got to shut them down. Every time they
Mhm.
come up to you, they're trying
Yeah.
to think about where to hit.
Mhm.
And you ain't showing them up front. You waiting for
Mhm.
the last minute and jumping up there and snatching their ball down. I done
Mhm.
blocked people like 4 times in a row. Every time we met, they didn't want to hit the ball no more. Why? Why you don't want to hit the ball no more? You got a
Mhm.
team that's depending on you, and when y'all playing in the grass, you know, not somewhere else, you killing everybody else. But now that you're here, you don't even have the will and drive to continue because you've been so spoiled by the people around you.
Mhm.
See,
True, man.
like everybody wants glory, but
Mhm.
like nobody wants the pain. But you become the greatest through your pain. You become
Mhm.
the greatest player through being broken down.
Right.
That builds will. So if you're afraid to get blocked, what the hell are you playing the sport for? If you're
Right.
afraid to get 6-pack, why are you playing the sport?
And I think some of those struggles that you're talking about, a lot of it happen behind the scenes and stuff, right?
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
all
you
here.
that person. Yeah.
It's all here.
Yeah.
You know,
So.
like, and we all have the ability,
Mhm.
but it's structuring the mind. Nobody teaches you how to structure your mind. Nobody teaches you how to think about yourself on a daily basis, no matter what anybody around you says.
Mhm.
Like that doesn't put you on a high horse, but it blocks the ability for anybody's opinion to break your wall of protection, your mental wall of protection. Because like you can deal in this sport and you can think that somebody is awesome, but they're a great player, but they're not a good teacher.
Yeah. That's
You
for
know,
sure.
so I mean, like while you're developing your mind, you're also developing your teaching skills.
Right.
You can tell detailed teachers because they went through the processes within their mind.
Mhm.
And then and they brought what was within out and gave it to everybody else, because everything starts from here. You ain't a good player if it ain't starting from here. You know,
see,
then
that's
you organize it here.
that's well, I'm glad you're kind of here live and telling a lot of these kids or these guys who watch you play throughout the years. Man, I think you're just sending the message that it's not all physical.
It's not.
Most of it, you said, is the heart and the head, and that's something that's very underrated and it's not talked about a lot.
Right.
So I'm glad that you're sharing that message and pushing it, man.
Can you talk a little bit about?
And I mean, you know, now some people say, yeah, talk to me.
Can you talk a little bit about your physical training?
Well, probably about 40% of it is natural.
Okay.
All I have to do
The hops.
Must be nice.
Yeah, like everything, just with the regular strenuous life. As a child, I never stopped moving. I was always running. I was flipping. I learned how to do. I learned how to tumble in the neighborhood. We started flipping off garages. You know, now they opened up a field house, and we went in there flipping on the mats. Played basketball. Played stick hockey. Like I always stayed active. So, like, you know, like you don't have to bodybuild and get all big and bulky, because it's not about your overall strength. It's about your quick strength. It's about that snappy strength. And that's with small reps. It's just a lot of repetitions, because if you stop doing that bulky workout, that shit gonna turn into fat. You know, or it's gonna become flabby. It's not gonna become solid. Like, you know, like muscle building up is just what it is. You're building your muscles up. Like, you're not catapulting from a flat surface all the way to here instantly. No, you got to come up a little bit, stop, let it develop, come up a little bit, stop. People want to work out every day and doing all this craziness. You are confusing your muscle, confusing everything. Like, if you work hard, take a day, let your body heal. The next day, work hard again, take a day, let your body heal. You know, and I mean, I think I was the most safe because of my eating habits. Ever since I was young, I only ate one big meal a day. I drank fluids and, you know, knick-knack fruits and maybe some chips or some gummy bears or some, you know, just little knickknacks. But like my main meal was a balanced meal: vitamins, minerals, fluids, mainly water, room temperature water. Because if you're eating any foods that are oily and you drink cold water, it's gonna freeze up in the lining of your stomach. So you don't wanna be playing volleyball, then go up there and eat and then drink some ice cold water. It's gonna mess you up. You're gonna be having cramps, you're gonna be trying to eat salt or doing whatever, rub down, it ain't gonna work, because you have compromised yourself. When you really
I thought it was ideal to have like 3-4 beers before you play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it ain't good for your kidneys, but you'll feel good for a while. You might go to sleep early that night, but yeah, no, I mean, now for the young boys, what I'm gonna say is, because I've already walked it, don't drink nothing, don't smoke nothing until you get about 30 or until you get old enough, because your brain is still developing all the way until the age of 25. So if you are altering your mind, killing brain cells, you are stopping the opportunity of your brain being able to develop regularly. So just wait. It's going to always be there. Marijuana, the liquor, it's going to always be there. But if you got goals about how you want to be in this sport, if you got a vision for yourself, and if you're willing to do what it takes just to get there, and that's part of it. You know, now I took shortcuts and I struggled, because I'd be playing in tournaments and I could not breathe. I didn't let anybody else know. I just tried to slow my breathing down and just try to get back into the flow of things. But, you know, I could have gave myself a heart attack. Like, I could have been doing all types of things, playing a sport that I love. So, like, while you're young, and it's not good for you when you're old, but, you know, old people, they become addicted to things, and it's another battle on top of another battle. But if you're clear, if you're free, if you haven't bought those things in your life, don't bring them into your life, because it's going to stop your muscle development. It's going to mess with your joints. it's gonna give you respiratory problems if you party like we party.
Can you talk about your journey a little bit? You said you played. You said you went to Lewis, and then can you talk a little bit about that experience? And then after that, like how far did you get?
Well, I mean, I didn't go to Lewis.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't go to Lewis, but I took my ACTs and well, I completed my GD and then I took my ACTs so I can get into Lewis.
Yeah.
Because I had already dropped out of high school for probably about 3 or 4 years. But I still had college eligibility because I'd never played in college.
Right.
I talked to the coach. I talked to the assistant coach, and I showed them some videos, and they actually saw me play at United States volleyball tournament when I played open in Arizona.
Okay.
And they were interested, like, all right. But he was doing some sneaky stuff under the table just to get on top. And when people do that, everybody that's involved suffers. So like I suffered because they got rid of the whole staff. And I gave my information to the new staff, but you know, they already had their picks and they had people having their eyes on them now. So any medal that they were going to bend from me, they were no longer able to bend it.
Okay.
So I got stuck with a 17 ACT and my GD in my hand. Okay. But I still had the love for the sport here.
Right.
And I still had a bigger challenge because now that I couldn't play volleyball just to be able to see if I can, you know, not tap into the highest level of their sport in their organization. Like I decided just to reach my own heights, the way that I wanted to see myself play, the fear that I wanted to strike into people's hearts when I step on the court, the happiness that I wanted everybody to share that was on my team when we worked together and we completed things. We were all on the same accord. Like that is what I live for, and I live in that. Like when you live in that, hey man, come on, let's go play some ball. Hey man, come on, let's play some ball.
Yeah.
Hey man, come on, play some ball. You know, so once all of that stuff faded, that I tried to do, I tried to at least give it a try. But like once that faded, then like I went on a binge. I was mad as hell, man, because I put a lot of work in. I just knew I was gonna be in the right. So I went on a binge, and I mean I called myself the All-American Killer because all I wanted to do was beat on college boys' ass. That's it. Period.
Yeah. Those kids who be showing up at open gyms with scholarship and stuff, they're like, man, I'm just as good as you. Yeah. Have a chip on your shoulder.
And like that motivated me to elevate my game even more. Because I got beat on there too. Yeah. But as time went by and overall, people gonna fall off. Just make sure you don't fall off. You know, like, you know, now don't be a half-ass. If you set a goal and you want something, just do it. It ain't gonna hurt you to do it. I mean, even if you fail, now you know what it takes not to fail. Try it again.
I'm still waiting for you to fall off so I can come back and play. So.
Believe it or not, man, like, you know, now the way my body was feeling, I thought I was going to fall off because probably about 3 weeks ago, I set up the net. Well, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was about a week ago. I set up the net with my girl, and we just started peppering and doing all that. And like I was good. I hit the ball a few times, felt good. A couple hours went by, back started hurt, shoulder started hurt. I'm like, damn, man, like I never used to feel that, man.
Yeah, who hit me? What the hell?
I didn't even go hard. Oh man, I was like, man, do I really want to get into this pain again? But when you know what pain is, not that it's a great thing, but pain will turn you into a diamond, like compression, like things piled on top of each other. The pain is what forces you to go over the top. When you get tired of losing so much, either you're gonna quit like a weakling,
Right.
or you're gonna step up like the man that you're supposed to be,
Right.
like the competitor you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
now volleyball is just all about heart, man. It's all
yeah.
about your
There
will.
was a famous quote by Muhammad Ali, right? He used to do workouts and stuff with sit-ups and whatever. He said something that resonate with what you're saying there, man. He's like, you know, he's doing sit-ups and stuff, and he doesn't count any sit-ups until it starts hurting. So once it starts hurting, then he starts counting. So I think that a lot of the time the game doesn't start until it gets really tough. Like anyone can go through the motion and just, you know, serve it back and forth and stuff. But when it gets really tough, the sun is shining and the game is really close, that's when the real game begins.
Yeah.
And I think that
awesome.
and I think that you were able to rise those occasions more time than not, and that's why you became such a legend in the Hmong community. So
well, the Hmong community saw me after I had mastered my failures and cleaned myself up. See,
go ahead.
In this sport, yeah, go ahead. What?
Oh, I was gonna ask you, like, what led you into Hmong volleyball? Was it Gomeng asking you, or?
I love that brother. You're like Hmong man, but he was at a stage in his life where he was so into himself, where he didn't feel the will to ask me to play 2 or 3 years earlier when he knew that I existed.
Where did you guys meet up though? Can you take it back just a little bit? How did you guys meet up and link up and stuff like that?
Well, we used to always we used to go to what's the name of that park district up north? Where
by the lake?
Sheridan Park or something like that. Man, I keep getting the name of this place, but I haven't been there.
Was it indoors or was it outside?
It was indoors. It was in my two courts.
I think I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, you know, my buddy Mike Brown. He's a Jamaican guy. He actually worked for the park district, so he used to have us in there every Tuesday and Thursday night, or every Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm just playing against up north white college boys, tall, arrogant, you know, very, very full of themselves and very very picky with who they play with.
Right.
And if they don't know you, if you haven't developed a name that they have heard about, then you're nobody to them. But I was somebody, and I hadn't developed a name through college. I developed a name on the street because the people that they looked up to, I was blocking. The people that they looked up to, I was hitting on. I was digging. And if I did get blocked, I wasn't letting down. You got to stop me every time they set me the ball, or I'm gonna side out. If I don't side out, it's my fault. I need to recalibrate, and do it right in the next match.
Okay.
Apologize to my teammates.
So is that how he heard about you? Just through the grapevine, like the legend of Cory? He's like, okay, I gotta go check this dude out, or is that how you guys linked up?
I mean, I actually love the love, and like I wouldn't call myself a legend, but I would allow people to call me one, because I don't think of myself as it, because all in the back of my mind while I was developing myself, I always knew that there was somebody out there that was better, quicker, stronger. And that kept me in my place. It kept me humble. Because like you gotta be humble, but a tiger, a lion in this. Like you gotta love, but you gotta know when to kill. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, like if you're gonna be pussying out on the court, just pull yourself out. Like if you don't got the heart just to take the pressure of the game point swing, or you don't got the heart to serve the damn ball over the net on game point when you playing speed score, all the little minor things that you should have cleaned up already if you're trying to better yourself as a player. It's the little things. Oh yeah, man, it's a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might ball up and cry
Mm-hmm.
because you want something so bad, but it seems like you don't have the capable possibilities of being able to acquire it.
How did
But if you let
how did
yourself
Gomain
believe that,
convince you
then that's
to
it.
come play, man?
And he just asked me.
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, look, it's like you might not want to play with us short Asians,
Mm-hmm.
but man, we be throwing some big tournaments, man, and you probably win a little bit of money, but I got a good squad, man. What you doing? What you doing next weekend of Memorial Day?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. All right, well, now we going to Iowa. That was the first tournament I played in, I think, Iowa.
Okay.
Then I played at the
Okay.
airport. But yeah, he I mean, all he had to do was ask. All he ever had to do was ask, because I never was arrogant. I was arrogant with people that treated me that acted arrogant toward me.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave what people dished out. You talk shit to me on the court, it's coming back. But also I'm gonna elevate my game, because it ain't just about talking shit. When you get to talking shit, not a spotlight on you. You got to show out.
Right.
And if you ain't been working in the background, you're gonna fail every time. You got a weak team, but that team when you first step on the court. So like you can't lie to yourself. Some people can. Once they've been lying to themselves for so long, then they start to believe they lies. But tell yourself the truth. Let what's inside of you let you know that you can't do this shit right now. You need more work. Like ain't no shortcuts to greatness. Ain't no shortcuts.
No, there's
you
not.
You gotta take all of that. You gotta take everything: the loss, the good, the maybes, the hate, the trust. The mistreatment, all of that.
Yeah.
Can you describe your first tournament in Iowa? Like how was it? Did you like it or?
You guys went to Iowa, dude? What the heck is in Iowa, man?
The first tournament, I felt like an alien, man. First tournament. I felt like an alien.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought I was one of those same black guys that they always would see that was gonna come in and get their ass whooped.
Sure.
But I had elevated my game so high to where wherever I go, they gonna know. They gonna really know. And another thing that also helped me is that I played on teams that weren't balanced. I played on teams where I had to carry weight on a consistent basis, which teaches you how to carry weight and what to do, what moves just to make when you have to carry weight versus what other people are doing, and how you need to think. That is the breaking point of a great player. You can have all the skills, have the perfect form. You can know where to play. You can know where to block. But when the game is on the line, if there's a little, you can have a little bit of fear that you can challenge. But if your fear is at a level that you can't challenge, you just compromise the whole team. Right. I think the whole team should get together and just have strong thinking, so everybody can bring their minds. And if anybody feels afraid or if anybody feels doubt, talk it out. Why do you feel doubt? Or you can talk to yourself. Why am I doubting myself? Like, I got arms, I got legs, I got muscles, I got a brain, there's got to be some kind of strategy that I can come up with to be successful. Like sometimes you might not be able to physically outplay the people that you're playing with, but you can outthink anybody. But people want to look over that because everybody don't see the thought process. They just see the outcome of what the body does from the thought.
Right. Now, I am so interested because you talk about the mind game so much, man. What some of your exercises for your mind, man? What do you like? It seems like you have so much positive talk that you believe that you're gonna accomplish whatever you're set out to do, man. Tell me some of those exercises that you go through, man. Well, I mean, besides the physical stuff, right? We're always gonna train physically, but what do you do mentally to prepare for, say, like a tournament or an opponent?
Well, like you kind of do exercises of telling yourself, like, I believe in myself. I can do this. If you work hard, if you have worked hard through that process, That's going to build your confidence already. So you know that you worked your ass off.
And you talking about not taking any shortcuts. So you know you didn't take
Right.
any shortcuts, and you're like, man, I'm good.
Right. Now you can lie to yourself.
Right.
But people do it all the time.
Mhm.
You know, they hop out on the court thinking they can do something that they really haven't prepared for.
Mhm.
And everything is proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's what I've lived by, the 5 Ps. And I, learned that when I was in my game banking days. But, now that type of knowledge has helped me. It was something that I can take that was positive versus all the negative that I got from the situation. Because from any situation that you run into, you got to be able to take something from it. It's like you got to get something from it. If you're not getting nothing from it, if you go on to work out every night and you ain't getting nothing from it, you ain't feeling no pain, you ain't thinking about how you want to strategize to make yourself better the next time you go play, then you're not serious. So seriousness is the first thing. Like you got to be down for the sport. Can't nobody influence you. Like, this is my second time being married. My first wife, she tried to do everything to stop me from coming to tournaments. So my shorty was born, and 2 days later, I was at a volleyball tournament. And it was like, she didn't like that, but that's because she didn't understand my passion and what I went through to develop myself into who I am. Volleyball developed me. It developed my whole muscle structure, everything. It also developed my thought patterns as far as knowing that I can convert my physical actions from a physical action to a mathematical equation. So like you got to see things in different ways. You can't just see volleyball straightforward. You got to see it in a scientific way too. Like you got to know that it's physics. You got to know that you are communicating with math. So if I'm gonna do this jump serve and I want it to go over here, how much force do I think I need to put on it in order to get it there? Like, you got to be thinking like this, quick. It ain't just about swinging at the damn ball. It ain't just about going up there, jumping as high as you can and hitting it wherever the hell you can.
Right.
No, you got to pay attention to how your players move on the other side. You got to see their timing when they block. Do they jump on time? Do they jump late? Like you got to know where that setter's comfort zone is. Well, like you got to know if that setter get under pressure, what are they going to do?
Right.
And how are you going to set up your strategy against that? So, everything is thinking, man. It starts from here. From what you know here, helps to develop this here. And once this develops and you got this working together with the body, nobody can stop you.
There it is, right? That's a formula right there,
everything
man.
is a system. Like, just like your body works together to sustain a certain quality of life. Your kidneys, your liver, they all have to work together. It's just like a team. But like if one of those if one of those systems fall off, it's going to be very difficult for those other systems just to help to bring that system back, because it's going to take from them. So like they keep functioning, this go down, it's over with.
You got to compensate for it, right? Yeah.
Just, try new things. Like, try new things. You might be stuck in patterns.
Yeah.
You can get stuck in patterns in this sport. You could be doing the same thing over and over again.
Can you speak a little bit about what Hmong Volleyball offered and what made you stick around? Because I know a lot of, non-Hmong players have, come and gone. But you might have been the one that stuck around the longest, you know what I mean? Like, and you've been involved, and just walking around and conversating with, just some random people, you know what I mean?
Because first of all, I got respect for the human race. Which means ain't no big me's, ain't no little you's, no matter where you come from. If we communicate with each other and get an understanding, if I can agree to disagree, you can agree to disagree. We can drink a beer and go home. It was a successful connection. So, what really drove me into Hmong volleyball were the hearts of the people. Like, I can feel a person's heart. I can feel a person's energy when they're close to me. I can feel negative energy, definitely, because I've been surrounded by it my entire life. I have to meditate just to pull all the negative thoughts and things out of my mind. And while I'm meditating, I just think about positive things like I am great. I am magnificent. Things to build up the spirit's confidence. Because if you're telling yourself, you're going to be telling yourself things that you'll never hear anybody say to you. And those things, even though you don't think that it's doing anything, you have a subconscious. So as time goes by, whatever is heard by the mind is recorded. We are 24-hour recording systems. And when needed, the subconscious will pop that thought right in the right time where you need it to be, even if you weren't listening. You know, like just like you can walk past and somebody can be humming a melody or a tune, and 2 minutes later you start humming that melody or tune without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You see, like that's how the subconscious works. So like we got to trust ourselves too. You know, there is a greater part of us within us if we're digging deep enough to pull it out. Some people dig a little bit, oh, that's too much. Oh, it ain't there no way. Let me go and go. No, like it's there. But if you don't reach for it, it can't reach for you. Like you got to take some steps toward it, some real steps. And it's going to be painful. There's going to be some struggles. You might even lose something within that situation. You might even damage yourself. Now, are you going to be motivated to reconstruct yourself and go back at it even harder? Or are you going to say, well, you know, I don't want to get hurt no more because I got kids to raise and I can't handle them if I'm all broke up. That's an excuse. You can raise your kids, get yourself back together, and get your ass back out there, get them toxins out your body, go back home, make love to your wife or whatever you're going to do. Like, you can't make excuses for yourself. Like, if you start making one excuse, they're going to just start to multiply.
Yeah.
It's just another.
Starts to be a habit.
Yeah, everything becomes habit once you hit that repetition state. So like, you got to form good constructive habits to help you grow. Number one is honesty with yourself, self-honesty. I dare you to be honest with yourself. Even though everybody around you telling you, man, you this, you that, you this, you that. Let that shit brush right off you. Because they don't even know what you're going to become. They don't have a clue. They only know what you are right now from what they can see. But they don't know what you're doing in the background. If you're doing what you're supposed to do in the background, ain't nobody gonna stop you, man.
Right.
If you want it by any means necessary, it's over with.
Right. Man.
It's over with.
Yeah.
But it's hard to pull the wheel out of people because life has tore us down.
Well,
life has broken us, G.
And a lot of it is, you know what I notice sometimes is discipline plays a lot of into it too, and responsibility. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility for what they can become. It's like, well, they blame others around them, like this is happening to me, instead of just looking at themselves, like you said, in the mirror, being honest with themselves, and be disciplined and take matters into their own hands, man. Once you do that, man, it's like you said, it's over. You know, no one can stop you.
But you know, those guys who shortcome like that, those guys who fall off, they subconscious eat them alive. Don't be one of those guys that fall off, that gives up. Don't be that guy. Because if you're a competitor and if you love the sport, if you got a brain like I do, you got a subconscious. And that subconscious knows that you could have did better than you did. Like you could have pushed harder. Like, but if you get your subconscious to believe in the excuses that you create, then you done shut your whole brain function down and you aren't any good at all in the sport.
You're already defeated, right? Going in, if you have that mindset, you lost already. It's over. Yeah.
It's done.
Cory,
and like, you know, that's how I was successful. I'm just speaking from my personal experiences.
Can you describe your first July 4th tournament? How was it?
And that was
Did
the
you
most
feel
exciting tournament
did you
I ever
feel
played.
the pressure and all that?
I felt everything. I felt the love. I felt the discomfort.
Hey, what year was that, by the way?
Elders, I always feel the elders definitely. You know, I feel their spirit. Because now they carry a different essence than the youth does. They carry a more ownership essence, like this is how we're going to structure this so we can continue. With not many changes, now once they figure out that things work, they keep it that way. But it's been working for them for thousands of years. So that's why I respect the elders. Like I've studied Hmong culture. I've studied the history. I've watched the videos with Ricky Daddy. He used to always have Hmong when we used to come in. All the and the reason why I've studied Hmong culture is because like my culture has been so scattered, but I can still feel that same love and essence that would be in my culture if I knew it completely. Even though I do know a lot about it, but now why not share in somebody else's culture? Why not learn of somebody else's? Maybe it'll give you a closer glimpse into what you might be missing. And I mean, everybody opened up to me, embraced me, and I just embraced back. And I just made a promise to myself never to spit on these grounds. That means never to mistreat anybody in this culture unless they mistreat me. Like I'm gonna give what you give. But and like just to always be real, and to always try to give my best out there to be an example. Because of what I have acquired for myself, many people might not get a chance just to see it, but that's only because the knowledge is power. And if you don't have the knowledge, then you are stuck. And I have been dealt with being stifled from knowledge from my people hundreds of years. So when you have opportunity to get nuggets or to absorb knowledge, you better get it. You better get it and put it to work.
I'm glad you were woke enough to understand your situation and started learning about the culture and then adopting some of the, just some of the ways. Because sometimes it's like when we're not awake, it's a missed opportunity to, gain.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just happy that you were like aware enough to like, oh man, like.
Well, like, now my awareness, it didn't all come at once. It happened one step at a time. As things happen, I had epiphanies. Oh, wow. As things happen, because like you can't pinpoint everything that's going on. But you got to realize when things happen that you got to be able to catch them.
Right.
So if you're not able to catch them, then you're not able to really see, or you're not able, or you don't have the vision at the time.
Right.
You got to keep trying.
Right.
Because the brain is just like a muscle. If you don't work it, it ain't gonna get strong.
Right.
But like when you first work it, you ain't gonna see no development. So like when you first start working on your brain exercises, it's just all positive thought. Because you're surrounded by a world of negativity. When it's a situation, the first thing people think about is the worst thing that can happen in that situation. They don't even think about anything else. They go straight into the depths of the worst thing that could happen instead of thinking about the situation in a full circle. Like I try to think in a holistic way. That's the way that I have survived in life and in sports, because I was a hell of a basketball player. Like I was a center at 5'11". Every team that I ever played on, they made me the center, because if you 6'9", I'm still gonna get a rebound because I play volleyball, so I'm quicker to the ball. I understand where it's gonna be before I get there.
Yeah.
You're like, man, how the hell did you doing this, man? You a little guy. I'm like, man, I play volleyball too, bro. You're like, yeah. Man, we don't fuck with no volleyball, man.
Can you talk about how I think that first July 4th that you played, I think you guys lost to Hustlers. If my memory serves me right, how devastating was that for you guys?
For me, it wasn't devastating because I understand the laws of preparation.
Yeah.
And I know as a team, as a total unit, we didn't prepare together properly. So, I mean, unless y'all kick-ass players and you ain't got to practice or do shit but show up and get on the court and play.
Is that what you guys kind of did? Kind of just pulled everyone together at the last month, last second, and just kind of went out there?
Almost every tournament, because we all live so scattered, far apart.
Right.
We never practiced together. We
just not with each other, at least.
Right. I think that year that we won J4, I think we practiced twice because Fusu made us practice. Fusu called to practice. Fusu or Ricky called to practice. Man, I love both of those guys, but man, I got a special love for Fusu, man. That's my guy.
Why is that?
Only because like as a setter, he showed me some things that playing with professional setters, all these other things like they didn't have. He played with his heart. He wasn't following patterns. He feels the game when he's playing, and like that's how we were able to connect on the court. And anybody that played with him, they can tell that he's a different type of setter. Like he strategizes within himself, which most setters do. I think that probably about 4 or 5 years, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I can become a triple threat. So I can kill the ball on the second time, on the second hit, on the shank pass. I can block and I can hit.
Yeah.
So I'm even more of a threat once my hands get tight.
Talk a little bit about the finals. I think we lost to you guys. As I played with GTO with my guys, I think we lost to you guys, and then you guys went to play Team Cali. I think that was like their first revision of Team Cali, and I think that's the one where you guys beat them, right? With Fusu.
That was the one where they beat them because
well, that was the I think that was the first J4 that you guys won, right?
No, we actually lost our first J4. I got the pleasure of competing against Airborne 2.
That you guys won?
That was we lost, but now we was the only team that had won a match against them.
Oh, okay.
All the way to the end of the tournament. We ended up coming 3rd place in the first tournament that I played in. I hate 3rd place, but I'll accept it as a lesson.
Yeah.
Like every loss is a lesson.
Yeah.
But it's a lesson that you have to want not to be taught so bad that in between your next competition, you working off your own will. You working for you. It ain't for nobody else. It ain't to look good. Everything that you're doing, it ain't for nobody else but you. If you don't want it, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
If you want it, you're gonna get it. You're gonna talk to who you need to talk to, you think you might need to talk to. Even if they ain't giving you the right advice, you're gonna listen to it. But you're gonna put 2 and 2 together, and if it's there for you, and if you're thorough with it, you'll see it'll fall in place. And wherever you go, people know your name because you didn't just play the game with the skills that you was taught through college because your parents had a lot of money to put you through it, because you're playing with a different element. You're playing with what's inside. You're playing with that heart. You're playing with that will. You're playing with that determination. You're playing with all the elements that the gods gave you to be great. Use it. It's there for you. Tap into it.
Yeah.
Tap into it.
So how was that when you guys won your first J4? How was that? What did that mean to you? Because for us Hmong guys, the J4 is like our Super Bowl. So like anybody that wins it, they're kind of like enshrined and they're kind of immortal. You know what I mean? So, but what I'm curious to know, like what it meant to you when you guys won your first J4 tournament.
Well, that year that we won, we all became more dedicated to the sport and to the team. It actually meant everything because we worked hard. We worked our asses off for it. And there were times in the tournament where you would feel like you're about to lose, or like, please, man, don't let this happen again. We all here, the whole damn team got their head down, everybody uncertain. And where there's uncertainty, there's negative thought. I'm gonna say we, because we won it. So I guess even though we had doubts, we never let ourselves become uncertain that we wanted that. We wanted that more than anybody. And that tournament meant a lot to me, bro. I didn't even go to sleep that night after we won. I stayed up the whole fucking night.
Yeah.
Still talking about the tournament. Motherfuckers sleep. They on the couch. Like, yeah, boy, we got that shit, boy. Wake your ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, man. It was I don't know. It might have been a little bit more exciting to me because I had never felt that type of love surrounding me, you know. People that was open for shit talk, people that.
Wait, how many years are you playing in the Hmong circuit already before you guys actually won? Was it probably like your third, fourth year in, or you already built like that little following already, right?
And like we didn't win the J4 tournament, but we won every other tournament that was out there. And like, KO was our worst rival. Yeah. Because with Hova and Elaine doing the shit that they was doing, it just made things difficult because like they had that heart. Like they had that I'm not gonna quit. They had that I'm gonna push all the way to the end. They had that I'm gonna motivate my team. If everybody got their head down, hold your heads up, let's go. It's always somebody on the team that's gonna take that responsibility because they realize how hard they work. And for you to work hard and then get on the court and punk out, don't ever do that. You can punk out when you go home, go in the closet, cry, whatever. Don't never do that shit on the court. You got other people depending on you. It's not about you on the court. It's about everybody.
Yeah, man. It's hard to, if that ever happens, it's hard to face your teammates again.
It is, but man up.
That's why I can't believe Scottie Pippen did that. Remember Scottie did that with the Bulls, 1.8 seconds left. That's old school though.
Like something else that I want to touch on is overly emotional men. Like some of us are emotional like women. And you can't be emotional in this sport and be a GOAT. Like you can't be emotional unless you got the victory. Then that's when you let your emotions out. Like other than that, besides screaming for a side out, somebody say something and then you get all like you wasting energy. All of your focus shouldn't be on what people say. It should be focused on your next move.
Well, that's kind of how I saw you play as well too. I don't think you ever got into it. Well, I don't think anyone ever wants to talk shit to you. I don't think. I mean, but you never really got into it with anyone. Have you?
Yeah. Well,
or did you?
Not really in Hmong volleyball because I got respect for everybody, and like even though we might cuss each other out on the court, like I'm still I ain't gonna disrespect you in the way to make you think, oh, this nigga think this dude think he because I'm not better than you. Like I am you in a sense. We all bleed. It's our flesh and blood breathe this oxygen. So now what's the difference? If I don't got no money, I'm gonna turn to poverty. If I got money, I'm gonna live in a high rise. I mean, we all are put in situations and circumstances for a reason. It's not the reason that we're there. It's how we gonna get out of it. And like that's not just like this sport. Can you please repeat that question that you asked me because so many thoughts go through my mind when I get to talking.
Well, I was just saying, like, I don't think anyone ever. I was just wondering if you ever got into it with anyone because you were so focused on the job that you had to do. You never really because you were talking about how stoic someone who's like a GOAT had to be, and I was just mentioning, like, I don't think you ever got into it with anybody at all. Like, just, you know, going at it, trash talking, where it became like a you versus them game. You were always more about like, okay, let's gather and focus as a team because we need to get through this.
Maybe because, like, you know, sometimes when I would say shit, it'll motivate the players on the team. But like, you got to know your team's chemistry.
Right.
And I mean, you know, it's not timing. Timing is everything. Like, if you get six packed in the face, you ain't gonna jump up the team and say, "Yeah, let's go." Hell no, you're gonna be right there holding your face. You know, so like, you know, we gotta be, you know, we gotta be realistic. I mean, whenever people talk shit to me, that made me take my game to the absolute level. That all started when I was playing with white boys.
Yeah.
And they get that one block and they look at you and look down the ground, maybe spit to the side or do some goofy shit. And I mean, you know, now this was actually my opportunity just to be able to affect white men, really. Because they were the ones that I always had to worry about. So for me to get into a sport that they so-called dominate and then dominate them and see the response that they give, hey, what school did you go to? Sidewalk University, brother. That's what I tell them, because I'm at your ass.
I'm gonna steal that one. I'm gonna steal that one, dude. Don't trademark it. I'm gonna steal that one. Bro, I'm gonna make shirts of it.
Hey, that'll be tight. That'll be a tight ass team.
I'll give you 30%. I'll give you 30% of my profit.
Hey, you know what? We should next time, or you could come over the all sidewalk university team, man. Like gritty ass.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's my future. That's my future idea of the sport. You know, as my supernatural abilities start to, you know, deplete, that's where I start to give back. Like, that is where I start to pour in those that still are developing, just to see if they can take knowledge that they have gotten from somewhere, bring it into themselves, and help them to pull their greater self out. You know, like, we are afraid to see what's really within us. And the reason why I say that we are afraid is because some of us aren't even willing to fight for it or to try. We'll go so far, we'll say, "Up, that's all I got." I'll be watching on the sidelines, buddy. Like, what the hell you mean you be watching on the sidelines? That team needs your damn jump serve.
Yeah.
You here? What the hell you here for? To get drunk, throw up, go to sleep? No, man. Like, you know, now we got all kind of influence, man. You know, like, we got the influence of our families. We got influence of our bodies. We got our own self-influence. You know, I mean, it's up to you how you want to live your life. Do you want to live your life as a could be champion, or do you want to live in life as a champion? You know,
Corey, what would you say is your most memorable win in Hmong volleyball? How many years have you been playing in Hmong volleyball?
About 13 or 14 years.
Damn, that's a lot of years, bro. Like, what would you say is your most memorable?
I think I came in 06. That's more than 13 years. But
wait, are you retired? See, you're still playing. Are you still active?
Hell yeah, I'm still active, man.
See,
look, recruit.
Look, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Don't count him out.
I'm not stopping playing until I'm 70.
Okay, Tom Brady.
No, I have went to volleyball tournaments and seen people with no legs sitting on the volleyball court, hitting the ball around because of their will to play the sport.
Right.
Well, how is it that somebody without legs got more will than me? Hell no. Like, come on, man. Like, certain things that you look at and see in life should motivate you to try to be the best you that you can be. Whether it's in a sport, whether it's at work, whether it's at home with your family, it's always about elevating. It's always about taking it to that next level as time goes by. sometimes people stay at that level for a long time, but when they really decide to rise, they go. But if you ain't making no decisions to rise and take a responsibility for what you want to see in your future, what you want to see in your future in the sport, then you're just going to be stagnant. Like, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to make an excuse of why you didn't get it, and you're going to live with that excuse. I can live with that excuse, bro.
So
and thanks to the Hmong community, I don't have to live with that excuse because the white community would never give me this type of recognition. They would never even call me a legend. They would only say that I'm a black dude that can jump high. That's it. That's all I've ever been, it's not to them. And the reason why I don't even ask is I'm much more than you all.
Yeah.
You are much more than me.
So what would you say is your most memorable win in Hmong volleyball? I mean, you got tons of wins. So what would you say is your most memorable?
Man, it's really hard to remember because like I take a win in as energy.
Yeah.
So the more that I win, the stronger that I become within myself, within my team. The more familiar I become with that round ball that I love so much. When I lose big tournaments, I take the motivation of how many tournaments I've won during the year versus this one tournament, which was the main tournament, the one that we really wanted with our hearts and souls. But I guess we weren't unrealistic with ourselves. And everybody didn't have the same mental strength in order to overcome losing. So, man, I mean, volleyball is going to bring you closer to the people that you're already close to. It's going to bring you even closer if they got the same drive that you have, if they want it like you do. Now you got a partner in growth, mental and physical. Like you got a partner. Like people cherish partners, but partners got to motivate each other because somebody might say some partner and he dropped everything that he was doing with you, and now you feel like you are all alone. But the journey is yours first.
Right.
It'll be great just to have somebody with the will and drive like you, but you probably won't find them. And if you do, they far few in between. So bet on yourself first.
Right.
And use the resources and knowledge that are around you to build yourself. Then take those thoughts and convert them into action. I think my most memorable win, it wasn't a J4 tournament. It was a Memorial Day tournament. I used to love those tournaments so much. I had so much energy in those tournaments. I couldn't even say a word after I was done. I was yelling so much. We had so much energy. I was hoarse. Yeah, it was definitely a too long tournament. That tournament, those were the most awesome tournaments. I actually wish he could continue to do them to this day. I wish he could continue to do it, but like when you develop in a certain area, you might have other heights that you want to go, but at least be going for something higher than where you are. I mean, if you do leave the sport, that'll be achieving something that the sport can't take you to.
Yeah.
Personally, mentally, and externally in your own life.
All right, we're gonna do some quick hitters here.
Man, volleyball saved my life. So
yeah,
I'm ready.
So in Hmong volleyball, can you name 5 underrated players? Your 5 underrated players.
Oh, name dropping.
Name drop.
I mean, I don't underrate people, so
yeah.
I mean, I actually look at people at the
or someone who like
that they are, but
players who don't get as much credit as they deserve.
Players that have been looked over. Man, because I haven't looked over any players, even though other people have. I don't follow other people's opinions. So
yeah, for real.
So like even in tournaments where me and Ping played against each other, there were parts in that tournament where he was killing our ass. It was part, in that tournament where he felt the power and glory of being a worthy competitor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there is an adrenaline on the court once you get into that flow.
Yeah.
And you start to see your success. If you can ride that wave and not get down when you make one mistake, you don't even know how far you could take yourself. It's your attitude, man. Your attitude on that court towards yourself first, and then your players.
I think I did stuff that I didn't know I could do playing against you.
Man, please, you were after me, man. You were after me.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's why.
Even when you serve the ball, looking at my spot out your peripheral and on serving. I'll watch you, man. Now you want to challenge me, and I want you to challenge me.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's scared and they never challenge me, I won't continue to grow.
Yeah.
I had a lot of mental growing to do when I came to Hmong Volleyball.
Yeah.
And I think, within this sport and within the 12 years playing with you all, I've completed that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by mental growing? Is it the game, or is it, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a little bit about it?
Just the growth of self-confidence. When you
you were young when you started playing.
When I was younger, man, I was just a ball of fire, man. I just wanted to do whatever.
Right.
So if volleyball was there, like that's what I was doing. Basketball was there. Tennis, that's what I was doing. And I never played tennis before and became second place in the tennis tournament that my mama put me in at the last minute at the Park District. So like
man, you're just one of those natural athletes. When you pick it up, you just
like
damn.
Like my mindset is if any man can do it, you can do it. Right. Everybody has to go through a process of development and learning through school, through skills, trades, through relationships, and love, knowing how to love people, under all these different things. Your brain has to go through a reconstruction.
Yes, sir.
Try taking something that's plain and rearrange. It's a lot of work that's involved because when you rearrange it, you don't want to damage it as well. So you got to take it piece by piece. And as long as you construct yourself in a positive manner, being honest with yourself, you're going to get there. You got to be a little bit patient too, because everybody moves at different pace. Like you might have saw your buddy, he's not hitting the ball straight down now, angles and everything. You still taping.
Right.
You still taping. But like you're not breaking yourself down. You're not saying, well, you know what? Maybe I'm hitting the ball on my way down.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not hitting the ball at the peak of my jump. So I'll be at the height of my arm swing and I can clear the net. No, you just want to jump hard as hell. Yo, timing off and everything. Right. You coming down, the ball coming to you. You net. Everything is about patience. Even though you're hungry, like you got to consolidate that power and explode it when you need it. That's what volleyball is, burst of energy. It's not for me.
Don't avoid the question, man.
Say what? Did I avoid it?
500 rate players, man. Come on. Why are you avoiding that shit?
Bro, I'm not avoiding it. Like I don't under players because
five.
Like you saying something about this player over here. Yeah, okay. Like he an awesome player, man. But don't nobody even.
Yeah.
Now listen, don't nobody know that, man. Like some of the guys I don't even know everybody's name.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, we all look alike, man.
All I know
don't be afraid.
Our faces, like beside the people that I have played with, or the people that I probably smoked some bud with, or like we didn't kicked it. I remember everything. I remember those guys, but the individual player, because like I have saw some players that I have never saw. I've never saw any match to, like certain defensive players or certain players.
Yeah.
Like only. I mean, I don't even rate people. Like when I play them and when I look at them on the court, everybody look like chickens to me on the court. I don't know nothing else. Like everybody look the same. You know? So like, even if you 7 feet tall, you look regular to me. I'm gonna play an imagination game on you because your arms got to be in the right place. Your hands got to be in the right place to stop me. Like, it's only a matter of a few seconds that y'all spend time in the air. So you got to know what you're gonna do with those seconds before you get there,
Right.
and then do it.
Right.
Hey, most of us are split seconds, okay? Not seconds.
Right. Man, I didn't
Hang up
see
there.
it. I didn't see it, bro. Crazy things happen in crunch time, boy.
What about top 5 players, like within your entire volleyball career? Top 5 players that you ever competed with or played with?
Well, I've played on teams with like players like Dan Schultz. You ever heard of Dan Schultz?
No, I'll look him up though.
Boy I ever played with. And his name Daniel Schultz. He played at Loyola University. We played USAV Men's Open. We all had on some coochie cutter shorts. They was like in between our
That's in now.
Our balls and our knees.
That's in now. Okay, don't.
Some nut huggers.
You're gonna upset most of the audience right now. You know that.
And the name of our team was World's Strongest Men. It was funny as hell. but man, this was 6'8" with a 40-inch vertical, nasty jump serve.
6'8" with a 40-inch vertical. That's like an NBA player, like
this
dunking.
Dude was nasty, but he was a weed head too. So
okay,
I'm not condoning people.
Is that how you guys click?
Cells, okay, so just because I do it, if I would have had the knowledge coming from somebody that I honored, such as myself back then, I probably wouldn't have. If I was in a position of living a volleyball life, having volleyball within my culture. It's almost a platform of growth. It's not right there because most volleyball people that I know are successful people in life. The ones that aren't, that's because they choose not to be, really. But the majority of them have great hearts. They understand how to work together. They know how to party their asses off. And they played really well, but like it was only maybe a handful of college boys that I dealt with. I played with somebody that I looked up to, but I didn't know who they were when I was playing against them, and I actually blocked them 4 times, and we beat them in a grass triples tournament. He was an Olympic player. I'm trying to think of these guys' names because I'm not good with names, but I'm great with faces.
Okay. What year are we talking about here?
About 2010.
2010. Okay.
19.
I think of these.
1999. Yeah, we're talking about 2009. 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't want to remember their name. I just wanted to remember their faces because that's the target that's gonna be in my brain when I'm unleashing whatever I think I want to unleash.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I would have told me this before I had this, and I would have had all this written down.
I emailed it to you. What you talking about?
Like Like
That's why I told you let's do it
That's
next week.
I think names are the only thing that I let pass through my mind sometimes.
All good, all good. What about
Safe to say, buddy. Safe to
name 5 teams in Hmong volleyball that gave you the most trouble? If you can name 5. No.
I can name teams. Most trouble. Definitely KO.
Yeah.
That was our first trouble. Team Cali was our second trouble. What's the other young boys that beat our ass and took the
Prime time?
tournament? Hell yeah, that defensive guy, the setter. He played. He a setter and he a libero. He
Yeah.
And I was giving him everything that I got. I was even trying to look off from where I was hitting the ball, so you know how to read everything. Like, you know, now that's the awesomeness that I'm talking about. Like just out of it's like just out of the blue, you know. Probably what the hell name of that team is? Airborne Players.
Yeah.
What other team would give us a problem that could probably beat us from time to time if they playing well with the 2 brothers and Jimmy set. I keep forgetting his name. The 2 brothers had shorts. I don't understand why they sagging on shorts and shit during games.
Oh,
You know
Legions?
what I'm talking about. You know, now they
Legions?
played with porn star. Yeah.
Okay.
Legions when they had the full squad when I first came in, when they had brothers and everything playing,
Yeah.
they were pretty difficult for us. We actually lost a match to them in a tournament where one of my players got a 6-pack and his contacts fell out, and that was a funny. Like I will never forget that. Because he couldn't see nothing, but he went over to a car mirror and was like, "It hurt, it hurt." I'm like, man, you ain't gonna find them contacts, man. Just get the guy some ice or something, man. Come on, man. You got to block with your eyes closed, bro. I'm just telling you. No, because most of the teams change. Most of the names stay the same, but the players change.
Not Legions, Hangover, right? Maybe
Yeah,
it was Hangover. Yeah.
Hangover. Hangover with their other brother or cousin, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to talk shit though. You know, now them boys got heart.
Yeah, they
Love playing against them, man. You know, but you know, now they humble too. Like, you know, now they like, yeah, man.
They probably
Take it
smoked
easy
with
on
you,
me.
didn't they?
Take it easy on you, man. Look, man, if you go up to somebody and tell them to take it easy on you, you defeated yourself already in the beginning. Don't ever tell nobody that. Like, bring it on, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely gonna bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it, because I'm coming. You know, like you gotta motivate on inside too, man. It's serious.
There's a question here. Charles Young wants to know if you ever played against Marty. Do you know Marty?
No, I
He's a
played with Marty,
lefty.
against Marty, across the street from Marty.
Okay.
We played in plenty of tournaments together, mainly grass triples and USAV indoor.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you guys are well acquainted then.
Yeah, he was my left-hand rivalry.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was the Cory antidote. In their community, he nasty, man. Like I give everybody their due respect in the sport because just to develop to the level that we develop now takes hell of a lot of focus. Like it takes things that the average person ain't gonna do. So like you're already a champion up front because you put yourself in a position to be able to grow and not be standard. And and maintain your health.
Yeah.
Because I'm, about 40, I'm 43 years old. And I'm stronger than some of these young boys out here, man. I don't play with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And don't nobody challenge me because I'm a cool guy. Like, I don't take it to people like that. And if they get to talking crazy, as long as they ain't in swinging distance, like, I'm gonna walk away from that situation. But I'm gonna strike first, no matter what. In the game, in real life, like, that's the way that I have survived. I don't give people a chance to do to me what they're gonna do to me. I make the first move. I make the choice to do to them what I'm gonna do first. Now, they can recover from what I did, fine. But most people ain't recovered. And I'm talking in volleyball terms, not talking in street terms.
And then Sean Tull wants to know if you'll continue to follow Hmong Volleyball, and what do you think?
I'm gonna continue to play Hmong Volleyball.
Yeah. And what do you think about?
I'm not stopping.
What do you think about Hmong kids and younger players in general need to do to be better?
I think that they should work on challenging themselves to learn from their mistakes. Because that's what children are gonna do. That's what children have mastered. That's how they learn how to walk. That's how they learn how to go to the potty. It's all a process. So, like, you have to take younger people through a milder process, but it has to start with the building of their self-belief. So you'll be cheering them on. You'll be, motivating them and telling them a little bit of what you want to see, or you just be throwing the ball to them, and if they touch it, you're getting excited because you want to build that spirit within inside of them. Because if you build that spirit, they're gonna do exactly what you was doing. They're gonna get right into the sport, and they're gonna go hard. And you're gonna be tired at the crib, and it's like, Daddy, come on, play some ball. And now you gotta step, yourself up. But yeah, you gotta start out. It's not slow with the kids because you can burn them out. Like, you can put them into the position where they aren't excited about the game anymore because they got somebody hollering down their back all the time. Just let it be natural. Try it. If it don't work out, he got a subconscious in the brain. When he by himself, he gonna try it exactly what he did with you, and he gonna get it. And the next time he see you, he gonna be like, "Dad, look, I got it." Like, you got to give them a chance to develop, but you can't force development on them. So you just want to focus on a mild development, making it more fun than more serious for the children, and just just being more of a motivator, in that, because once you build a child's spirit, they gonna fall into place. But if they feel intimidated because they're not satisfying you as a parent because that's what you're showing, I'm like, oh man, you got to get this right, buddy. Come on, you can do it. Oh man, no. Like, it's all right. Go ahead. You're gonna mess up. Send it back wherever you go.
Yeah.
Right.
It isn't more about the skill that you can bring to a person, but if you can motivate that person to want to bring the best out of them, that's what you do to children.
Right.
You just put what you want them to develop first. Like, you can pick and choose. You can just start off teaching them strategies on the court. They ain't touched the ball or nothing, but they can make their own volleyball plays. Like, they understand. Once they understand it, that's another level of confidence. So now they, hey man, maybe I might want to play the sport. And they just get into it. Next thing you know, they're a totally different person. Children are so beautiful just to teach, but children also have at birth doubts because their parents have had doubts. So like you have to get them confident in themselves. And you can train your child and get them to do whatever you want them to do. And you're not being fake confident, you're being positive confident. Like, if they mess up, it's all right. I know you're gonna mess up. We all mess up. That's what life is about. Try it again. So.
One of the things that, speaking of that, one of the things that I remember Kobe Bryant being interviewed, and then I think at the time he was coaching his daughter, and they kind of asked him, how's it like for him coaching his daughter? You know, is he hard on her? Is he, you know, they were asking him a question about just coaching his daughter. And one of the things that resonate with me is he answered like, well, he kind of answered first and foremost, and this just really, you know, hit hard. Like first and foremost, like my daughter knows the first thing she has to know is that I love her. And then everything comes afterwards. Then I could start teaching her. I could start saying this, saying that, being hard on her. So first and foremost, I think the kids need to know that no matter who it is, it could be a coach, it could be a parent, whoever's guiding them, they have to know that you truly care about them and looking out for them. So if you were to tell them how to do certain things, then they'll click and they'll listen to you. So that's kind of what Kobe kind of mentioned. And I was like, wow, yeah, you know, when you think about it, that is true. You know, the kids, they really need to know that you truly care about them. So whatever feedback you give them, they'll take it to heart and they'll put it to use and they'll start learning from their mistakes, like how you alluded to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't even, I didn't listen to Kobe Bryant's interview because it kind of hurt me the way that, like, it wasn't supposed to happen that way. Things don't happen out of coincidence, but I ain't getting into all that. I mean, we have lost a lot of great people in the arms of fame and fortune, or you know, whatever. But yeah, there are several different paths that you can go down to get the same result. You have to just make sure that you find those paths. Now, you know, now with all of my children, they automatically know that I love them because of what I do for them and because of how I do what I do for them. So me emphasizing that to my child is not even worth it. They already know it.
Right.
I mean, I could if they didn't know that I love them from the time that I spend with them, the diapers that I change, the talks that we have, the book reading at night, the development of mathematics that I put in, like when I cook dinner for them, like they know. But they need to have a good experience of learning something with or being taught by their parent that they love or that they are excited about. All kids want to do is play, man. All the way until they get about 10 or 12 when they boys get one little bit piece of hair coming off the chin or something. And they try to change the game, but it's all about play.
Right.
I still want to play now, but everybody too damn grown around me. You know, like I'm a big ass baby, man. Like I don't want to lose that youth within me because if I do, I won't know how to communicate with the young. So, like I live within the time that I spend with my children because I pay attention to their emotions. I learn from them. I learn how to be patient from children. Like everything that you experience in life, it's either gonna make you better or it's gonna tear you apart. And if you recognize that it's not making you better, then it's tearing you apart. Get the hell away from. So like, man, children are so beautiful. Sometimes I don't even want to spend time teaching them a sport. I want to spend time trying to help them to develop their mind because like most of our men are whiners, like they cry babies. They turn to big girls and they beating their women. They doing all types of different things because they never had a strong man around them to show them how to deal with their emotions. Like we're supposed to help to keep sometimes our women's emotion in check. They ain't supposed to be keeping our emotions in check. You know, like we are so confused. So like I'm dealing with everyday life and trying to grow there in every aspect. So if I encounter it and I can learn it, I'm going to do it. If it's going to be profitable with me or if it's going to give me a life learning experience that I can use in the future, I'm going to do it. If it's a trade or if it's something that I can use just to help a community or to, you know, if I better myself, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say if it's a sport that I don't know how to do and I'm just going to start playing it. I mean, I don't want to go through any more learning curves, even though I do all the time with all the new stuff that I learn, but I don't want to rededicate myself to something different because I'm married to volleyball, brother. So that's it. You know what I'm saying?
So Kong Yang wants to know when you guys went to I want to say Sacramento for the first time. I think you guys played a team called NSU. He's asking how that experience and how that went.
All of the players on the squad had great hospitality. They had great, respect. I really didn't like how the star player on the team, Daddy, was dealing with his son. Because, and I'm not gonna get into anybody's life, but I'm just gonna be honest and tell the opinion of what I saw. You can have a parent to push you away from this sport, trying to push you too hard or trying to control your every move on the court instead of letting things become and develop in the way that they're going to develop. You want to try to force development. That's going to not only not motivate your child, it's going to make him find ways to get away from what he's dealing with, even if he has to get away from you. So let your child, just sit back and study your child. Sometimes don't even try to guide them. Just sit back and see how they're going to do. Try to understand them. So like when you start to communicate with them on what you want them to do, they will be able to tell that you have been watching them, that you understand them, because you're going to tell them, well, I've been watching you, son, and this is what I see, this is what I see, this is what I see. You do want to be a volleyball player, right? I'm not making you, like, you got to want this yourself. If you want it, it's like you want a piece of candy, like you got to talk to kids like on that level. It's more psychological to me than just I'm the daddy with the authority. You get your ass out there and go bump the ball into the net. Go serve the ball for them. No, like you don't punish a child with the sport. You uplift the child with the sport. When they get good grades in school, hey, let's go play some volleyball out. Like you put volleyball on a positive realm with the child, and they're gonna love it automatically. But if volleyball brings any tension to that child's life, they're gonna automatically hate it. And that was the problem that I had with NSU. But other than that, all the players was nice. Man, I got drunk as hell at my buddy house. I was falling over the weight bench and everything, man. I thought the weight bench was right here, but it was over there. Oh man, when I woke up, I was still over there in the corner. Hey, pick me up, man. They like this, man. Pick me up. But yeah, man. When I went to Sacramento, man, Sacramento was a blast. It almost could have gotten out of hand over volleyball tournament. On the volleyball game. One of the guys from Sacramento took it a little bit deep, and he was like, "Nigga, you in Sac now? You better not go nowhere."
Really?
Around here. So I was like, "Yeah. All right, man, we're gonna go to Applebee's and go to the hotel, man. We ain't going out."
Yeah.
Retired game banger, man. Forget all that.
One thing you don't do is challenge another man in their own home. That's one thing you'll never do.
Right.
You'll never go to nobody's house to argue with them. It's another thing you don't ever do. But yeah, people do that dumb shit all the time. But man, like volleyball gave me something that nothing else in life I think would have ever gave. And it gave me my true me. It helped me to break myself down, honestly, and to know that I was a fucking terrible passer. Dude, I was like serve the black guy. I could hit the shit out of a ball. I couldn't pass no hard-driven balls for nothing. Shank, 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 shank. Well, do you know how many hours I spend on the wall by myself, bumping the ball back and forth till my arms hurt? Like I was doing push-ups, but I was just bumping the ball. My wrist red. Like I went through something because ain't nobody finna outdo me.
Right.
If you do outdo me, then we gotta have a rematch.
Right.
Because maybe I didn't work hard enough. but I'm not going to allow you to outdo me, even though it's a team sport in volleyball. So if everybody feels the same way that you feel on the court, you said you ain't gonna allow nobody to outdo you. I'm not either. So he coming to hit, I'm finna stand in danger zone to get that defensive ball up, because we finna come back even harder, quicker. You know, it's just about how you think about things, man. Like, you are what you think you are. If you think you average, man, I'm okay. Then that's what you are. You said it yourself. But like, you got some people that think they all it is, but they not shit. Well, I ain't gonna say they are anything, but, and like, pardon my language, because I know some kids might be watching this, so I'm sorry. Knowing, but I know they have heard curse words before, but I'm not gonna be the one to constantly portray that. So like they know they aren't anything themselves, but in order to make themselves feel good, they lie to themselves constantly, and it gives them an arrogant attitude. And then they carry that arrogant attitude on their shoulder and give it to everybody else in bits and pieces when they feel like it. No, not doing that.
So at the end of our show, we like to play this little game called Start, Bench, and Cut. So you gotta decide who you want to start, who you want to bench, and who you want to cut. Yeah, I didn't really
Cory.
I didn't really have anybody, but since you went like the five teams that gave you trouble, you went KO, Team Cali, and Primetime, and all that. Let's go Huova, Yilang, and what's the outside hitter from Team Cali? I call him Terminator, so I don't really know his name, but he's the outside hitter from Team Cali. He's got ball head. He looks like he's like Puerto Rican or something.
Well, I mean, I'm not being biased, but I would probably keep KO. And the reason why I say that is because they work well together. So if I'm gonna have one of them on the team, even though Lang is a beast, man, we went out on the north side of Chicago, man, and beat the brakes off these folks, man. They couldn't believe a black dude and an Asian dude came in there and took their tournament like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, I've had great experiences with both Over and Elaine. But like, I don't think I have much experience with the player from Cali besides trying to block them or blocking them or trying to hit around them or over them. So I would probably definitely say and boys he started acting up. But he used my hands a lot too. I mean, you know, now that's a hard one, but yeah, I'm going with the Midwest.
Okay. So you're starting Hoba. I think someone mentioned his the kid from Cali's name. His name is Steven.
Steven.
From Cali. I don't know if you remember, but that's what someone typed in. Kong did.
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't really measure players, but players show me the measurement of their will and their heart on the court. And like, that's what I honor in Hoba and Elaine, because we have played in tournaments where we was beating their ass, and boy, they will was so strong and they stayed consistent and their skill was so good and they were all on the same accord, and they would come back and beat our ass. Like it's just if a team wanted, just like we were playing a team J4, I think it was Porn Stars or something like that. They had us 13-2. They was cheering all throughout the whole game, like going crazy, doing signs, everything. You know, having powerful huddles. And then everything changed, just instantly. Because when we got in the huddle, we like, man, this is what we came out here for.
Yeah.
Did we just travel all this way, spend the money on hotels, do all this because we don't believe in ourselves? Because we don't let somebody that ain't worked as hard as us get this? Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, when you work hard, that's your confidence build. That's your number one confidence build. You got to work for it, man. It ain't no shortcuts. You ain't gonna skate through this. You know, you might even get six-pack. Like, you might even break a finger or something. Keep going. Keep going.
Man.
Because it's people that want to do it, but they can't do it, bro. It's people that want to walk, but they can't walk, man. Every time I run, I love it.
I would have loved to be in some of you guys' huddle, man. I think that some of you guys' huddle would have been pretty interesting, man, with you and Ricky or Komang going at it, and a lot of, you know, just would have been Can you tell us a story real quick about like a memorable huddle that you guys had? You got any stories where you guys just went up in the huddle and just like freaking went at it, or I don't know, something?
Well, I mean, you know, not all of us, like we had dominant players on the team, but you know, with any team, you have to designate a team leader.
Right.
And you know, now none of us were, you know, like disrespectful, so everything will be good when we're in the league. But here's where spirits and everything change when you go down 2 points after you were just up 6 points, and you don't know what to do because you're thinking negative. The only thing you're thinking about is, man, we finna lose. Man, what is we doing out there, man? Like you know, pass the ball. I'm like, no, man, no, we're not pointing fingers. You know, we win as a team, we lose as a team. But do we want to be on the L side? Do we want to be on the L side? We ain't no losers, man. We ain't no losers. Look at us. Do we lose often? We have in the past played with other people, by ourselves.
Right.
But like when you get that right chemistry, and I mean, shit, like we used to motivate each other, like out of the blue. Like I would see the setter to do his little thing and set it in the net 2 times in a row. I'm like, oh man, you messing my motivation level up. What are you doing? Think, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's up there on top of your neck. You're like, all right, Cory, all right, Cory. A little laugh. Eventually get it together. Like, you know, we all gonna get it together, but you're gonna make it exciting when you put everything that you got into it. You're gonna make it exciting for you, and you're gonna make it exciting for those who are around you. And it's gonna really be exciting for you when you go home by yourself and you actually feel everything that you did and what happened, and you recap it within your mind. It's so exciting. And then when you come back to it and somebody's like, man, even what you did the other day, man, I'm like, oh yeah, man, you know, it's fine, man, but I'm trying to get at least 2 more inches on my vertical. We're gonna see. Just all about, you know, it's not progression, man. And I could talk for hours, bro. I could talk. I got so much stuff. I didn't even have time to write the book. It's gonna be some chapters, man. I can't. I got right now. I got to do what I could fast first. You know, about like maybe I can try to write something that's just strictly on brain strength, but it's so intertwined with the experiences in my life that my life is gonna end up coming up as I'm explaining.
Yeah.
Because I can only tell you from experience, and I can't teach what I don't know. And so like I can only speak the truth on everything that I've experienced, and whatever I didn't experience, I'm kind of glad that I did. because maybe it just wasn't meant for me to experience it in that way. But out of all of it, I got my health and my strength. I got a great mindset. I'm family and friend oriented. I mean, I'm a little bit, like concealed because I got to learn how to think for several different people, not just me. So on top of all that fun, you still got to man up and take care of your responsibilities. But that's without question. Man, I mean, volleyball is the excitement of my life. And then coming to a tournament where people love it the exact same way, or if not even more than I do, like those tournaments are the highlights of my life, I would say. Do you know? Okay, I'm gonna just tell you this quick story. I was building pole barns in Wyoming, in a place called Gillette, Wyoming. And the Metrodome tournament was coming up, and now this story is intertwined with the reason why I stopped gambling, or going to strip clubs. So I got paid 2 days before I was supposed to go to the tournament. And I went to the strip club, and when I woke up, I was like $1,300 short of what I was supposed to have. But like one of my work buddies saw my videos, and he was a white boy. He hopped in his truck and drove me all the way to Minnesota.
Damn.
Just to play in that tournament. I only missed one match. He didn't even have a way to get back home. He had to call his mama and have her send him some money just to get back home. But he didn't care because he was so excited about what I could do that he thought it was important for me to get to Minnesota. I still tweak out about that story because on the way, we was doing all kinds of shit. He was like, I'm gonna run out of gas. I'm gonna run out of gas. I'm like, oh man, I got the last money that I got right here, man. Fill it up. Man, I mean, it was just the things that we do, not for the sport. You just get to experience so much. So just
I was gonna ask you the name of that strip club, but we'll do that off camera, man.
Dude, if I don't remember who I gave my money to, how you think I'm gonna remember the name of the spot?
We go to every strip club in Wyoming. They probably got your picture up. Like, don't let this do in.
Man, they had a picture of me. Like, if you see him, send him over here. Man, I ain't even break down singles. I remember just giving 20 after 20 after 20. They kept them drinks rolling, and I was out of my mind. But yeah, man. I mean, you're gonna make memories, but I make them for a good reason because you're working hard for yourself in this, and it's worth it to you. Like you have earned those experiences because you bear the fruit of the tree that you grew. If you ain't planting those seeds, nothing's gonna grow from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm still basking in enjoyment. Like I go back and watch those videos, and I'm like, damn, I can't even do that shit like that no more.
Hey, that's why there's videos of you out there, man. People can look back and be like,
I'm so glad everybody took those videos.
It's good to look back.
Yeah. I actually wish I would have took some so I could have been making some money off YouTube. I'm sleep on the game, man.
Oh man.
No, but it's all good. I was just honored for somebody to think it was worth it to put me on their camera, brother.
Hey, bro.
Telling you. Yes, sir.
Thanks. We running about almost 2 hours here. But
running hot.
Hell yeah. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but we just want to really thank you for kind of answering our call and coming on and giving us some knowledge, some deep stuff too, some great stories, you know what I mean, from all your experiences, you know what I mean. We're truly truly blessed to be in your presence, man.
Likewise, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're just tuning in, man, go back, listen to it all the way from the
Go
beginning,
back.
man, because Cory
Yeah.
shared a lot of knowledge and a lot of just insight on, his life and just his journey on how he got to this point.
Yeah.
You got to sing
Sure.
for us, dude.
Yeah,
Are you down with that or what?
You promised us.
Let me see.
Give us a little verse.
What you want me to sing, man?
Don't matter.
Who's high right now?
Let me see.
Did you follow R. Kelly back in the days? Hey, R. Kelly, whatever, but he was dope as heck back in the days, dude.
Look, man, I love R. Kelly, bro.
Right?
R. Kelly, one of the most coldest songwriters in the world. He's one of the most creative people in the world. Don't you know?
Right.
Remember in the past, how everybody paid attention to Babyface because he was writing all Boyz II Men songs and he had the most. R. Kelly killed that man. Not physically, but in his talent, in his creativity. He created his sound, his own flow. Like I watch other people's achievement because we don't know what he went through in the darkness to even get to that point.
Right.
Because I be hearing he couldn't read or anything. That's even colder if he just going in the studio and just laying it down without even writing it down. Like I mean, I can do that, but I haven't mastered that. I haven't had time to master that. Ripping my voice apart, screaming and cheering, and then having to reconstruct my voice again so I can do what I love to do again. So, I'm trying to figure out what to sing. Like, what songs do you know? Or I can try to sing the hook to the song, to the first song that I'm gonna be dropping off.
Give it. Let's do that.
Need one more. Okay, it could go something like this. I'm gonna sing it a little slow. Go. Changes within you, changes within me. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Changes within me, changes within you. Take a step back and figure out what you're gonna do. I'm a little rusty.
Wow.
Yeah, y'all have it, man.
Now
that's awesome, man.
Bro, you why you this talented, dude?
Huh?
Why you this talented? Like,
I don't
the
know,
hell, bro. Must be nice, man.
You just gotta embrace everything, bro. Like you gotta, not the things that's gonna be a deficit to you, but I dabbled in everything.
Yeah.
And if I can get an understanding of it, then I can master it.
Yeah.
So like whatever you do, if you understand it, you automatically become a master in it because you can apply that understanding to any situation within the realm of what you're doing.
Yeah, real, man.
So, man, I mean, like, now that's the reason why I'm so antsy too, because like if I don't sound out or if I can't reach the amount of people that I want to reach, then I'm gonna fail, and I'm not a failure. So,
Yeah,
man. Thanks a lot for sharing all your talents, man. Your singing, your volleyball, throughout the years, man. Kept a lot of people. I mean, you kept a lot of people entertained, dude. Like,
that's good, man.
Just look at those views on the YouTube with you playing and the team playing and stuff, man. It's like, shoot. I mean,
it amazes me, bro. But I mean, it was a combination. It was a combination of my love for the sport and a combination of y'all love for the sport. Coming together and becoming one love. Because 2 is equal to 1 if you divide. So I mean, I just had a brain fart. I was just thinking about 5 different things at one time. That took me out. But something.
But nonetheless, man. Nonetheless, your talent.
One of the last things, and not. I mean, I want to give not respect to the elders, not to the ancestors, to all of the I want to give my blessings and to those who have lost people through this whole year. It's been crazy, painful, but I just want to thank all of y'all.
Man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Cory, man.
Yeah, thank you for choosing Hmong Volleyball, man. Because
yes, sir,
without you choosing Hmong Volleyball, I don't think we would ever be in your presence. And I think we're forever like indebted to you, man, for real. Like, you know what I mean?
And I got that park's name.
You know
I think it's Clarendon Park. I believe it's Clarendon.
That's it, Clarendon.
Yeah.
Clarendon, right off Sheridan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to reconnect again.
Go there all the time, yeah, for sure. We can talk about whatever, man.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Are you still in the Chicago area?
Yep, I'm right off the expressway, right off 95th and the damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
About this, but it's something I was supposed to be training a whole bunch of kids that don't know nothing about the sport.
Okay.
Trying to get that going, just trying to have time for them, but everything's spontaneous in this world. Ain't shit really happening at times it's supposed to happen for some strange reason.
Yeah. Well, whatever you do, man, whether it's your music or volleyball, whatever you want to come on and talk about it, just hit us up, and we'll definitely hit you up with a few subjects, and we'll definitely reconnect again. But Cory, thanks again. We're, like I said, forever indebted to you. You know what I mean?
Likewise, brother.
Yeah.
All
right, man.
All right.
That's Cory. That's a wrap.
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe,
yes,
everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Till the next
Everybody.
episode. Thanks, Cory. Peace.